Truth or trivia, named accordingly, yeah? Hope you like the little interface and the setup and the design. So, game rules. We've got plenty of people playing. There's sort of nearly 50 people in the chat. That's more than enough. So you can all play at home. So the game rules are, right, you'll see in a second, you've got like basically 7 questions. So it's really easy. I'll say easy. It's only 7 questions, right? In the form of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So the winner is the first person to provide the correct or closest answer within 60 seconds of the last question being presented. I say within, that's a lie. If no one gets it within 60 seconds, then obviously it'll be whoever gets it at all. If anyone, right? That's the plan. Let's go. Are you ready? Good luck. And don't forget, wait until the final question before submitting your complete answer string, because your first answer is the only one valid one. So you can't just go putting loads in, right? So, Urban Harvesting there, putting in a nice line segment for me. That's good. We know when we began. Are you ready? So, number 1. Which of the following phobias describes the fear of doctors? Is it A, agoraphobia, B, monophobia, C, phobophobia, or D, iatrophobia? A, agoraphobia, B, monophobia, C, phobophobia, or D, iatrophobia? Number 2. How many hearts does an octopus have? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 4? Question number 3. Where do kiwi fruits originally come from? A, Australia, B, New Zealand, C, China, or D, Thailand? Question 4. By the way, don't be putting your answers in now. You've got to wait until the end and put them all in one string. Otherwise, your answers will be, what do you call it? You've got to wait until we get to the end of number 7, and then you should have a string of 7 characters. You can go bosh. So, number 4, which chess piece can only move diagonally? A, pawn, B, knight, C, queen, or D, bishop? Number 5. Fissures, vents, and plugs are all associated with which geological feature? Is it A, mountains, B, volcanoes, C, lakes, or is it D, sinkholes? The penultimate number 6. Where were the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights kept during World War II? Was it A, Fort Knox, B, New York Reserve, C, the White House, or D, the Pentagon? Final questions. This is question 7 coming up. So once you got the answer to this last question, you're ready to put your string of 7 characters in as your answer. So, and you don't forget, only the first one counts. Any subsequent answers from that same username will be ignored. So, question final number 7. How many buildings collapsed at freefall speed on September 11, 2001? Was it A, none, B, 1, C, 2, or was it D, 3? The end. So, as of from now, Urban Harvesting, anyone that wants to have a go and play along, enter your answer in the chat. And we're gonna have a short intermission. As we get started, I think it's super important that we do what we need to do. Please give it a like if you've just got here. If you've already liked it, don't like it again because it'll unlike it. Don't do that. Give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's see how well you did following along at home or in the office. Safe for work. Very safe for work. So we had the question number 1. Which of the following phobias describes the fear of doctors? And it looked like there was a few people that got that right. And I think this is quite relevant because I looked on Google Trends just out of interest and some other sources. And this is a trending phobia. Would you believe it? The fear of doctors. And it's D. Iatrophobia is the fear of doctors. So apparently this is one of the biggest growing fears. Let me know in the chat if you're surprised or aren't surprised. I will have some Hugo stuff later on, by the way, for those that are asking. So, because the amount of people that say to me, "Where's Hugo?" We've now got an entire segment dedicated to "Where's Hugo?" I've made it a brand. So here we go. That was the answer to number 1. So those who got that right, well done. Number 2, how many hearts does an octopus have? 3. For those who didn't know. Which is 3 more than some people I know have. Who have 0 hearts. Oh dear. Tab P's got a good one there. What's the phobia of a government? Freedom? Oh dear. Number 3, where do kiwi fruits originally come from? Australia, New Zealand, China or Thailand? Kind of a trick question because a lot of people would say New Zealand, but that's what you call people from New Zealand, not where kiwis came from. So the answer to that is C, China, surprisingly enough. We had number 4, which chess piece can only move diagonally? And those who play chess or those that are familiar will know that's a bishop. I've started playing a chess again recently. I hadn't played chess for probably about 15 years or so. I had a good friend of mine in Thailand when I lived in Thailand, and he was probably about 3 or 4 levels above me in ascension. Let's just say, right? When I met him, he was very switched on, and I learned a lot from him, and including how to play chess. So I quite enjoyed that, and I hadn't played it for so long. And I did feel like it was something I wanted to teach Xavier, my son, who's 13, growing up, to play chess. And so, yeah, I got back into it. So that's kind of, and I've got actually the ability that we can play chess with the computer together as a community live, us against it, for a laugh, maybe sometime, right? Like live chess, and then you can tell me in the chat what move I should make. So, yeah, bishop. So those who got that right, well done. Number 5, fissures, vents, plugs are all associated with which geological feature? Which is obviously relevant at the moment with what we've got going on in things like La Palma, because it's B, volcanoes. Fissures are the little slots that open up where stuff starts spitting out and things, and vents, similar thing, plugs and all that, right? So yeah, volcanoes. Got to keep our eye on the volcanoes rocking around the world right now, and those who are watching the SHTF news segment earlier. Hope you enjoyed that. So we'll be keeping track of those sorts of things. This is an interesting one. Where is the Declaration of Independence, Constitution, Bill of Rights kept during World War II? Not the most intuitive answer. Let me know what you think in the chat. Some people are saying D, the Pentagon, but I don't know if that was for the question before. Don't forget, depending on where you come into this live stream, and if you're rewound a bit or fast forwarded a bit, you might not actually be live. I'm definitely live, unlike some people I won't mention on YouTube who... And I know that some of the people in the chat watch the people I'm talking about, but they pretend that they're live, but they're not. And when I looked into why people loved the show before, it was because I engaged with the chat. And when I looked at other people doing live shows, I thought, yeah, they do a live show, but they don't even talk to anyone in the chat. It's like, what's the point in that? You might as well do a video and just upload it, right? Anyway, so, yes, the answer to that one, Fort Knox. Which is obviously a world famous vault of all sorts of precious things in America. Fort Knox. I'm not actually sure where Fort Knox is in America, what state or anything, so let us know in the chat if anyone knows. That'd be interesting to know. Where is Fort Knox? I might have to give maximum points to that because I don't know if we've got a winner. So, and then number 7, the last question was, how many buildings collapsed at free fall speed on that particular day? And those that know will know. I'm going to see if anyone in the chat can see what we got for this last one, number 7. And of course, it was 3, not 2, because of the building number 7. So, little bit of a what-do-you-call-it in there. Now, these Truth or Trivia questions are going to become more and more... Someone says Kentucky. Don't know if that's right or not. These Truth or Trivia questions will get more and more kind of you-know-what. So the final answers then, the correct final answer should have been D, C, C, D, B, A, D. Final answers. And... and going back to the... let's go back to this screen quickly so we can show some of the chats. We've got quite a few people who put their answers in. So we have Bradley Smith who came up with this. All beautifully formed answers, by the way. Well done. Anne, who had DACC. That's close, isn't it? Oh no, you got a couple there. Is it Carolyn Rose? I think it is. So guess what you get, Carolyn? You are a winner. Oh dear. There we go. Thank you so much for playing along. It wasn't the actual winner, but I think you got the most... yeah, as Urban Harvesting says, you were the least wrong answer. So well done, Carolyn. Great effort. Did really well.